Hey, what's up, everyone? And welcome you to the Gen Z Growth Lab podcast. And this is where we talk with the serious entrepreneurs who has used their proven tactics and strategies to take their Gen Z to the next level. All right, friends. So our today's guest is Raj Raghavan, and he's a guy I know for the past 2 years now. And the first time I remember, I met him with some of the queries about his tools. So let's go on to jump in and let's see what Raj has got today for us. What kind of data points he can share with us, because I'm sure there will be a lot of ideas we're gonna be end up at the end of this show. So, hey Raj, how are you?
Hey, Rohan, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, bro. I'm good, thanks. Just living my dreams.
Thank you.
No,
And
thank.
thanks for having me on the podcast. I'm very excited. And like Rohan mentioned, yes, we know each other for about 2 years. When I first introduced my SaaS tool on the like to the public, and Rohan was the one who initially picked up, and then he spoke about it. We discussed a lot about the tool. He gave a lot of feedback and how to improve it. What are things that could be included in the tool? Was very good of Rohit to help me grow, develop the tool in a better way. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. No, that's great, man. And before we actually get into the introduction part, I'll tell you a bit of a thing because it happens like just before or during the COVID. I remember we changed our complete reporting structures. So what it was before was like the we were just reporting people on the SEO projects based on the keywords only. We were telling them kind of a rank tracker links. Hey, your keywords, you gave us like a 10 keywords, and this is what the current ranking for those keywords are. And sometimes SEO, it's just weird. Sometimes they just keep on shuffling around, especially for me in the SEO field. And we were having a kind of a problems when the people, they were not really sticking around for too long. After 2 months they feel like, hey, our rankings are not really moving. What you guys are doing and all that. And then we started scratching about it, like what exactly is happening, why the people are not really sticking around, what should we do to actually have the data retention kind of a thing in place. And luckily at that time, I got to know about Datamyth, and you guys were pretty much new on the I think that was pitch ground when you first introduced the platform. And I noticed this thing, like it gonna be something I should add it to my reporting structure. So what I did, I remember I picked up Datamyth at that time, the unlimited one, and simply we started giving out like kind of a 360-degree kind of a reporting to our clients. And the best part was like clients, they were trying to understand this time, hey, if we can't really moving up for these 5 keywords, like maybe out of 10, like 3 keywords are stuck there. But at the same time, they can get a complete 360-degree view of what the other parameters are doing. Maybe they're getting a lot of impressions. Maybe they're getting a lot of other keywords which they are ranking for, which was kind of a missing in the rank tracker. So what happened? I remember like our client retention actually got increased after that. And yeah, the people are sticking around for on the board. So it's a better ROI, basically return on investment for every single time and the money we are spending on the tools at the moment. So no, that was very good actually. That was one of the best part. And I know what is the USP of your tool is as compared to Data Studio, but yeah, we'll listen from you itself. So Raj, tell us about yourself, how you actually started, a bit about your background, what you have studied, and that kind of things actually.
So yeah, so I'm from a small town, and I'm from a middle class family guy where we had to struggle to like studied my degree, and then I moved to a bigger city for my post graduation.
Yes.
And I finished my graduation, and as usual, like as a middle class guy, we started working for companies. I started my career as a sales guy, and then within like say probably a year, I kind of figured out like sales is not my cup of tea, and then
Mhm.
quit my job, and then I was looking for a job. But that's when I heard about digital marketing in
Yeah.
2008. That's when it started, slowly getting up in pace. I joined a digital marketing agency, and then I started working there, and I found it like very interesting. And I started like slowly growing up in my career with that marketing agency. It's been more than 15 years now.
Oh
I've
yeah.
worked with a lot of agencies and B2B companies, product-based companies, and then I understood the ways how marketing works for after handling so many clients of different verticals. But one thing was very curious for me was like, because we do a lot of reporting while we were in the agency, or even if you're in a B2B company or a product-based company, you have to do kind of report to show to your manager or to your client or your stakeholder, right? So we initially it used to be Excel sheet, and then a lot of tools were introduced, and now like if you have look at Google Data Studio, everything
Yes.
is there. One thing was very curious for me is like, okay, I pull the data, I make it in a good, spreadsheet or a table or a graph and things. When I present it to the client, I have to go back and see, okay, why there is a dip in the graph or why there is a spike in the graph, right?
Yep. Yep.
You have to go back and then go to the data, probably like check past and present, whatever data that you have to analyze,
Yep.
and spend a lot of time building a story and then go to the client and then tell them, you know what, this is what happened. Because of this particular reason, your graph went high here. Because the client will definitely come and ask you, how come there's a change in your performance? Like how,
Right.
even if there's an increase is a positive note, they'll want to know why it is increased so that they can implement this in the future. If there is a decrease, they should know so that they don't repeat that mistake again in the
Yep.
future, right? So that's where we spend a lot of time. And I'm a big firm believer of anything that is repeated that should be automated. That's
Oh, yeah.
how we
Same.
believe it. Believe
Yeah.
with that belief, I started doing that. And then and one more curious thing is like I've seen in my agency friends and colleagues who I speak to since more than 15 years in digital marketing. I have a lot of friends for various digital marketing agencies, and then they all say about like, yeah, video reporting, it's very crucial. Even though it is mundane, it is crucial. We can't neglect, stop it, or you cannot, tell the client like we are not going to send the report. So it's very
Yep.
important. So
Yep.
that's when the idea of Datamyth was,
Oh,
born.
yeah. So that's the idea was born. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, it's better that let's see how I can analyze. So in my the last company I was working, I try to see using Excel sheet, I use some formulas and say like a basic insight if I can generate, that will be helpful. I kind
Yep.
of did it, but then it was not enough for me to, like it does not give me the full story. It just gives me one baseline. So that's
Yep.
when I started working. I started reading about a lot, and I did a survey with my digital marketing friends, over 50 people. Sent a questionnaire saying like how these digital marketing and analytics, what kind of tools they use, how much time they spend on reporting, and how many clients do they have. Like a basic questionnaire that I framed, and then I shared it with my network. And
Mhm.
when I saw the results, and it was like, a very shocking result. Like, say, everybody uses tool, but
Yes.
they spend around like, 7.5 hours a week for reporting, even though
Yes.
they're using automation tool.
Yep.
7.5 hours is close to a day, an working hour in your week, right? It is close to a day that you're spending. So that's when,
Exactly.
like, there is a huge gap that has to be filled.
Yes.
So
So
that's
you from computer background as well, aren't you?
no,
Oh. So
no.
what was that kind of a big struggle? I'm like, what's your background? What you studied?
I'm a commerce and MBA.
All right.
I finished my commerce as my graduation, and then I did my MBA, and then I started working for marketing. So that was a very good, great question. Like that actually went back. Like I like some 4 years back. What are the struggles that I faced? When the idea was there, and I put a framework for Datamyth, what needs to be done, how we're going to work on it. I put a framework because I have a little bit of technical knowledge, not an extensive technical knowledge. I cannot sit and code. So
Yep.
after that, it took almost a year for me to find the right person to work on the
Right
tool.
person. Yes, 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 yes. Because I'll tell you a funny story of that one too, Raj. I actually there was like just before COVID, I remember like I decided to actually build out a kind of a subscription platform as well. And then I thought like the why the people actually would keep continue using it because of the data, because they're having all the orders, all the kind of thing inside that. So it should be a good one. But later on, I spent a good time with the coders. We started working on it as well. But I thought like later on that, hey, this is not my cup of tea, maybe because it's just not the and you can relate, I'm sure, with that. It's just
Yeah.
not the tool only. It's a continuous improvements. It's a servers management. It's a support system you have to provide to them as well. So there's a lot of nitty gritty stuff which is sitting behind the scene when it comes to actually building a tool, especially for the people who does not have a kind of a coding background. You know what I mean? We always, let's say, we always have to rely on someone to
Yeah.
provide us kind of an information so that it can be resolved. We can send it out to someone. Obviously, the daily backups is kind of another pain in itself as well when it comes to a tool. Like there should be a periodic backup or maybe a kind of incremental backups which should happen for anything. So it's not that easy. I can understand what kind of a pain you might have gone through that time.
Yeah.
And it's actually a very good something like for the people who've been listening it and who does not having coding background, they can jump in, obviously.
Yeah.
But there are pros and cons. Like pros are something what you are talking about. Cons is something what I'm really talking about.
Yes, I completely agree with you. Like that first 1 year was a big struggle. I knew a lot of coding friends. We spoke to them, they were not really committed. And I started working with one person, and then we spent about 6 months and we haven't moved an inch on the tool. And we were like, okay, we are just stuck on like something. And then that person was not committed at all. So that's when I decided, like, I'm going to scrap this completely, like move everything out. Let me start from fresh. Whatever I've invested in terms of the architecture or whatever that we did, like that point of time, we needed a website to get APIs from various channels and all. So we
Yep.
did everything. We moved everything. Okay, and then started fresh again. Another 6 months of struggle to find the right person. Luckily, I found the right person,
Yep.
and that person, got stuck on. Like even now, he's working with me, building the product, and he's like more committed and more involved in terms of what all different things that we can do to improve the solution. That's where it was like, luckily I found a guy after 1.5 years of struggle. uh,
Yeah.
the best part is after I spoke to a couple of founders, when I joined some forums, they said like, you found it within 1.5 years. Like either you get it in the initial stage as a co-founder, or else you'll never find someone like that, like for like even for
Yes.
2 3 years. You are lucky
Yeah.
that you got it within a year or so.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was very helpful for me.
Yep.
And that's how we started building Datamyth. And
Pretty excited story, actually. It's a very excited story, I can say. So
yeah,
yeah, before taking much of your time, and just let us basically share your screen
yeah.
and give us a kind of a high level overview of what Datamyth is, how it works, and how it can be helpful. What is the USP of Datamyth as compared to the other tools, especially Data Studio?
Yeah. Okay, let me give a small brief about. I told you why we started Datamyth, and given a backstory of it. Like, it's a small intro. Datamyth is a SaaS-based solution that helps digital marketers to build reports with automated analysis and performance insights in writing. That helps marketers to understand what is working and what is not working. Okay, so instead of pulling various sections of the report from GA or GA ads, and then put everything in one place and then collate it, frame it, and then you still go ahead and analyze what is working, what is not working, what are you going to do. Our tool does everything in less than like 10 seconds or 15 seconds.
Oh, yeah. And the
Okay.
best part is it's just not restricted to GA and Google Search Console, like
Okay.
LinkedIn ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, all that kind of things as well. So yeah, that's the best part I've seen about it.
Yes. So I'm
All
going to
right.
share my screen here, and
Yep, we can see it. Yes.
yeah. So my view is going to change a little bit because I moved to a screen where it is sharing.
Sure.
So this is the home screen when you log into Datamyth. When you see it, like you will see the list of client as tiles, and you have an option to create a client. So each client is where you can add your channel, and that's where you can go ahead, like run your reports type. Okay, so if you see, each tile will have the logo as well. This logo will be taken as a base for all the channel that has been integrated under that client, and this logo will be used as a cover logo, which is a form of white label option. So you will have your report title with the logo, and there is nowhere in that downloaded report will have Datamyth mentioned, so that it can serve as a white label option. And one more thing is, if you do not upload a logo here, by default, Datamyth logo will come. Okay, so please ensure you you
Yep.
upload your logo here. Okay, so let me quickly show you how to create a client. So when you see this create client button, you click on that, and you have to give a client name. Say I'll give, like, say uh, search combat.
Yep.
and say choose logo. You have to upload a logo to activate your channel activation. So sorry, there's a logo. I'm uploading it, and the logo will be replaced here. And what we have here is your color theme option selection, where you can select the kind of colors that you want to appear on the graph. Whatever color that you want to choose. These are the default colors, but you want to change the primary graph color or anything, you can either put the hex code or you choose the base color, and then you can, add different colors here. And once these colors are set and you go to add data source, this is where your channel selection process will start. Okay, it takes a couple of seconds to go fetch the data from everywhere and then get it. So either you can connect a new email ID by clicking on connect. It actually goes to Google, any channel's OAuth selection. If you click on it, like say, it'll go to the OAuth page and you can select whatever email that you want to select. Or if it has already been linked, you can just, open the email ID here and it will show the list of channels that has been integrated with that. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So that way you will be able to see the list of channels. Like say right now, if you see here, I have under this email ID, I have 2 accounts, right? So I want to select one account and I say add, and this has been added to the right, and you say add data source, then it gets added to the particular client. Okay. So now if you see, the client has been added, and this is the one particular channel that we added, and we have multiple other channels to get added. If you want to add those, you have to, click again, add data source, and then go back and do it. Okay.
So you mean to say we can actually go and add all the different channels, and can we get all of the different reports in a single format as well, or they're going to be like a separate reports for that?
So like say right now, if you have added Google Analytics 4, so you will see a separate Google Analytics 4 report. Okay. So now along with that, these are the channels that is available for you to add. Now I want to add Google Search Console. Okay. So I'm adding Google Search Console. Okay. And say I want to add my client here and say add data source. Now, once it gets added, you will see 3 templates. So you have your Google GA4 report template, you have your Google Search Console report template. Along with that, you will see a combination report as well. It's a combination of GA4 and Google Search Console. So what we have done is like we have selected few channels and we combine them. When you add these channels, that becomes a combination report for you. Say, like right now you have GA4 and GAC, that's an organic search performance combination. If you add Google Ads separately, that will become a Google Ads account. When you add another, like say Facebook or LinkedIn, then that becomes a combination. It becomes a combination of Google Ads plus Facebook Ads, or Google Ads plus LinkedIn Ads. That kind of a combination will work, and we have launched some new 4 templates right now. So it will analyze all the 4 channels together, and in the report, it will give you silo data as well, so that you get more information about what is working and what is not working.
All right. And you guys planning anything to add different things like Href or SEMrush or that kind of APIs in the future as well?
Yes, we are definitely working on adding those channels in future. So the main thing is like trying to add all the main channels that are used for marketing. Like right now we have all the paid channel, the organic channel integrated. The next is the social channel that you're working on, like say Facebook Insights, LinkedIn page insights, Twitter insights. Okay, once that is done, and once we get these information, SEMrush and Ahref, they also have like kind of an integration that's working on. So that will be integrated in organic search performance with keyword ranking and link building, like backlink analysis. Though more things will be added to that. But as of now, to start with, this is the layer that we're working on. And one thing to add, like a couple of things that we as users have given a lot of feedback in terms of features more than channels in this, like like a schedule option, like a white labeling in terms of email. So we are working on that as well, which is a close future. We'll be launching it very soon.
Yes.
I'll just quickly run individual reports first, and then I'll show you the combined report as well. I'm going to run a GA4. When you click on get report, you will be thrown with a date picker. So you select, okay, last month I want to pick up for September 1st to September 30th, and I would like to, you can either run a single date report directly with one channel, or if you want to compare, you can compare it with the previous date range. So I'm select, like when you say 1 to 30th, it will pick up the last 30 days. So I'm taking into August 1st to 31st.
Yes.
Okay, get report. So what happens is it will pull the data, okay? It will analyze the data with graphs and charts and table. Everything happens in less than 10 seconds. Actually over, that's it. Your report is ready.
Yes. Yes.
You did not spend multiple hours pulling data, copy pasting it, filling it, and creating a graph or chart or anything on Excel or Google Sheet or anything. Everything it's happened less than 10 seconds.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's say right now it is based on sessions. You want to move the users. You click on the particular metric. It changes to the users. The graph can be changed based on the metric that is important for you. And you have your insights for Google Analytics. We keep it on ABC model, that is acquisition, behavior, and conversion model. And one good thing here is, like, say right now there are things that you see which is important for you, and sometimes you might feel like, okay, fine, I don't want to show this insight to the client. This is not correct for the client to know or whatever. So you just click on that insight in between and you say delete option. You can delete it.
Yep. And even we can add the different notes
Yes.
as well.
Yes. Yeah, and you think like, okay, fine, this information is important, but then I want to add one more line to it so that the client knows exactly what I did. So say like, added, like you can add a more budget to campaign. You can add the details here.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah. Maybe it's a little more helpful to have a kind of a editor up there as well. Like whenever we try to note it, all those editor with the different option to add insert image or that kind of things could be very helpful too, I guess.
That's a good option, Rohan. Like probably I'll take a note on that, and then I'll put it in my put it in my roadmap that we can actually really work on that. So this is how you can edit and add insights to your insight box, and it's not only restricted to overall section. It is all section across report. Wherever you want to edit, you can edit. And defining the structure of the report, the overview section is something that is mainly useful for the top management or your stakeholder, where they want to understand what's happening on to my website, like whether it is good or not. Like that's it. It is not a deep dive information. If you see here, it will just show like, okay, this is the increase, and this increase is from direct and organic search, and how many total number of new users and returning users we have. Those information is there. But when you scroll down further, you have more information about what is happening to the, like right now we saw, direct and organic was the main traffic driven channels. But then under that, you'll see like the kind of pages and what are the, where it is coming from. And we do not just give you the change percentage and calculator and show it to you. Like say 2 to 4 is 100% change. That actually will not help you to understand what is happening, right? Like last week I had 2 visits and this week I have 4 visits. That's 100% increase. Let me show that. That is not how we work. What we do is an impact calculation that we do. This page, if we are showing something here that's actually had a great impact on your website, whether it's in a positive way or in a negative way, we should not just show the change percentage.
Yeah, because most of the time what we have seen is like we used to send the reports to the clients, and they are like, oh, we don't understand what it is, because these the person who's doing a business. I mean, like they don't really understand all this kind of thing. But when you send them all this information along with your report, they can read their data and they can read all this basically insights as well, and they can understand all by themselves. Otherwise, I remember like we used to send kind of a Loom video to the clients, or sometimes they request to actually jump on a call so that they can understand what is going on with their website. So I guess this is where Datamyth actually separates out from the other tools in the market. So that's another thing. And yeah, no, that's pretty awesome actually. And is that you guys actually been planning? I think I asked you somewhere as well that to use OpenAI in that too, to take this complete AI thing to the next level in itself. Like I don't know what kind of things it could be. Maybe they can actually analyze their data in the back end, and then they can come up with more kind of a pointers as well, rather than just the URL. And maybe it can come up with a more pointers. For example, like for people like us who are or more into this SEO, Facebook ads and that kind of thing. See, for us, it's a lot more easy that we can go and implement the things, reading the data. But some newbies, they don't really understand that, and this is where I guess the tool can use the power of OpenAI, can even tell them like, hey, you should do this kind of changes in your overall website, or maybe a web page, to get a better move in SERPs.
Got it. So yeah, we discussed this like a couple of weeks back. I remember that. So we like OpenAI. I told you as well. Like it is kind of expensive. But right now we are working on something where the user can bring in the key API key and then try to add the key and then try to frame more insights on it. That is again like there is a little complication as well. We are talking to OpenAI right now. And but meanwhile, what we are doing as well is like we are integrating another AI language model with the insights part right now. So all these insights, like probably like in a month or so, we are trying to frame in a different way. And it's not only about framing; it will give more information for you with a lot of new like the language model is like what we picked up is like we tested it internally and it is really good for us, and we were pretty impressed with the kind of output that we got. And that language model will be implemented as an output for you all, and that will give you a lot more information apart from what you're seeing right now. And as a point that you mentioned, Rohan, like you are an expert in SEO and you're able to understand what exactly these things are, and it is not easy for a newbie to understand. So this particular language model that we're introducing right now, that will kind of help them to understand what is it and how it is. So the new language model that we introduced is like, say for example, the first line that we given here is that change was driven by direct and organic search. You know what is an organic search channel is, you know what is a direct channel is. As a newbie, they get confused. But the new language model that you're planning to introduce will give you very clear information about it. It'll even go ahead and explain what is a direct channel and what is an organic channel.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
so, and it is not a very a big definition or like a 4 or 5 liner that should not take away the essence of the insight, but
Yep.
it'll give you a crisp in 2 words or 3 words that anyone without any marketing or digital marketing knowledge can understand the concept or what is going on here, and they can take an insight out of it.
Yeah.
So we are trying to implement that model now.
Oh, yes.
And we are working on it. And one of the things that Rohan mentioned is like, yes, we always ensured from the beginning, our main point was anybody who sees this report should be able to understand what's happening in their website. Like if you give this to anyone in the company, an accountant, and if you ask him to read the insight, he should be able to understand what is this.
Yes.
Right? So that's why we framed it. Insights are in such a way that it is very easy to read and easy to understand in very plain English. We didn't want, like, if I have to incorporate a lot of technical jargons in this, that would definitely complicate things, even for a fresher or for the experienced person. So we kept it very simple, and we wanted to be very sure, like, okay, these insights should be like, even if I give it to my top management who doesn't have much information or knowledge about digital marketing, he should be able to understand. That's the whole concept when we started working on it.
Yeah, that's true. And even the best part, what I really find in this one is like we can always go and we can add our own our notes as well. And so this is just to take it. For example, let's say we had a talk with a client last month and we assigned like, hey, and we can put it in report like, as per our discussion last month, this is where we worked on the topic and this is where your initial rankings were, and now the rankings is this much. It's more kind of a give them a more information, which obviously the AI or Datamyth doesn't know, but it gives us a flexibility that we can go and add that info in there, and that again brings back the same thing, client retention. More the information we are giving them, more better transparency, and so it's better client retention. We can get it that way as well.
I completely agree. So one of the things that we've introduced here is like, say, this is another very important thing that we found out. People are saying like, I have this information, but then I want to go deeper in this information. Like, say, I have new returning visitor detail, but then I want to know from where I'm getting the new channel users are coming from. Like, so that's when we thought of it like, how to like, so it's a small button that we've incorporated. So that gives you a channel breakup of like, which channel you're getting these new users, and if there is any conversions data available again, and what device they're using. So you know exactly where you're getting the users are from. And this is possible if you are doing it manually. You have to spend about 6-7 hours to find this information.
100%. And it's super hard to actually put all this information in the graphical formation and present it to the clients, because it takes a lot of time, obviously, and especially at the month end when you have got hundreds of reporting to go away, so that because these clients, they might have to report it further or whatever, who knows, these agencies. Then I guess this is where this information gonna be very helpful.
And one more thing that I would like to see here is, like, say, if you see all the reports on the top right corner, we have given the metrics for the users to customize whatever they want to show it to the client, right? So, like, we have kept it the very important KPIs to be when you start the report. These are the important KPIs that we taken into consideration. But as a user, if you all want to let you know, I don't for my client, session and users are more important. So you can, based on that, you can change the thing, and then that details will get changed based on that. If you see everywhere, you can do that. All the channel sections under each report has got that information. So everything will get changed based on that.
Okay, and so drops and everything gonna get changed based on what we are asking them to provide us.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And you have your device performance. Once these things are done, there are 3 ways to share it. One is you can download them as a PDF, or you can email this report to someone whom you want to share it with, or you can just click on, you can just share a link with the client. Actually, if you download a PDF, it'll just ask for the report title and just say like here for weekly report. Okay. So I said download report. It'll take a couple of seconds for me to download the report. So I'll just show you how the downloaded report also looks like. Okay, so that'll be easier for everybody to understand.
So once we are inside the dashboard, and so for example, we pre-filled our dates and we said, okay, compare it with this or that or kind of thing. Is there any way inside the dashboard we can change it as well, or we need to go back and then have to start changing it?
No, sorry, can you repeat that, please?
I mean, like, let's say I can see it. This particular report you have sent is from 1st of September till 30th of September. So is it possible that we can go inside the dashboard, we can go and change it as well? Or we need to go back to the screen and start it?
I remember we discussed this long back, I guess. Like, basically, if you want to change the date range here.
Date are up here, basically. So, yeah. That's this.
I remember this. I'm sorry, right now we do not have that. Like when we launched the tool, we had the option here. When we launched on PitchGround, we had the date here. Like the user can just click on it and then go ahead and do it. But what happened here is like there was a complication that sometimes the format got changed when you have it here for some reason. The plugin was very weird. After that, we tried so many plugins. Anything that comes in this page, like the date becomes month and month becomes date, the interchanging event that always happens. So we were not able to get this out. So we have to get everything out in the reporting tool. So if you want to return it again, you have to come to the client section on this reporting section and then again get report and change the date range.
Okay.
That's one thing we tried and we were not able to figure it out. Like, and at that point of time, there are a lot of other things were pressing issues. We had to launch new features. So we thought, okay, this is a simple solution that we'll give, and we'll come back and test it later days.
Yep. And it's same with blended report as well. So blended report basically kind of a combination of GA4 and Google Search Console. But yeah, just show the PDF report actually before that as well, please, Raj.
Yeah. So now if you see, this is the cover page. So the logo, what you have added becomes your center logo attraction. Like, so you can add all your client logos. The name that you given on the PDF, like say when you download the report, you give a name. So that will come as your report title. And the
Yes.
date you've selected, it automatically picks up from your tool, and then that shows here. And after that, whatever that you've seen here, everything is downloaded here. And if you have expanded a section on your report, that will also get downloaded here. See, if
Okay.
yeah. So any section that has been expanded, that will also come onto the PDF.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's pretty flashy, man. And all those, like, if you go up, I guess there was 2 pages up. Yeah, all these drop downs. So they
Yeah.
won't come all by itself, but if we have expanded them, you mean on the dashboard itself, when we created inside Datamyth, then all this information gonna come as well. But as default, they are all in the collapsible form.
Exactly. Because not necessarily everybody wants to show all the detail, like, like because we have 10 pages that we're showing as a landing page here, right? So if we show open all the 10, and it is too much of information also sometimes for people to consume. So you think, like, say, these are the pages that is important for my client to see. So you open those pages and share it with the client, and client will see, okay, this is good for me and this is good for me.
Exactly. No, that's beautiful, man. That's really very good, actually.
Thank you. And one important thing I want to speak about here is Datamyth doesn't show only the good picture. It also shows the bad picture as well of your performance, in terms of it doesn't show only the positive things. It shows the negative things so that you know what is not working as well. So if there's a drop, if there is something not working, that will also be reported here so that you know, okay, these are the things I need to go ahead and take care of it. Like, for example, if there's a drop in your website traffic, it will show these are the places you have seen the drop. Like organic search, under organic search, these are the keywords, or these are the pages that you should concentrate on. So like that, it will show information.
Yes, I got it. Basically, I got it.
Okay.
So it's GSA, it's more kind of a blended report for
Yeah.
to get a more better insight this time, because I know this GSA, Google Search Console data is kind of a gold mine if we know how to use it properly. And so I'm a big fan of this Google Search Console as well. I guess we do use this for pretty much every single project in our agency.
So when you try to run a blended report here, so we ask here one simple thing: please provide your brand term. Say Datamyth. I'm giving you. I'll tell you why we ask for this. Only if you provide the term, this get report button gets activated, or else it doesn't get activated. Okay, if you see this, you cannot go ahead with this. Only if you provide, it will go ahead. And you select the date range, whatever that date range you want to select. Right now, I'm keeping it the same old date range, and I'm running the report. Okay. So what happens is it pulls out data from both the channels. And first, on the overall section, it segregates both channel metrics separately. Like, so you have your Google Analytics section and your Google Console section, and this number is meant only for organic search. It is not an overall performance search. Okay, whatever the number that you see is only for organic, since it's an organic search performance. And your information also, like all these analysis mainly is done for organic search. Okay, but when we started working on it, people have asked, like, I want to see some overall channel performance as well. Like, say, GA4 is there, but if I'm sending this to my client, I want to see the overall performance as well. So that's when we incorporate this channel performance, where you see the overall performance as well. This entire website performance.
Yep. So they can really see how much traffic been coming from social, direct, or even the paid search as well.
Yeah. So after this again, new user and returning user, this is mainly for organic search. That's why if you see here, we don't have the drop down, because this is mainly for organic search, one particular channel. Okay. So landing page, all this information, device performance, everything is for organic. And now next comes the search console data.
Yes.
So you see, you can sort it out based on clicks or impressions or positions, whatever way that you want to sort the data, you can sort the data. And one thing that you want to see here is like, say, here you have expanded section. Okay, I think here you have expanded section where it will show, I'm sorry, I don't know what was the error here. I'll go back and check. So it will show the details in terms of what device they are using, where are the people are coming from. So like say the country map will be available for you in terms of a world map will be shown with the gradient map, like say US or Australia or UK, where the traffic is coming from.
Okay.
And again, like if you see, what are the top 3 pages that has come for the particular keyword? Say for my brand keyword Datamyth, these are the 3 pages people are coming for. Okay.
Yep.
Highest number of impression and clicks are generated from desktop device. You know, I know exactly where people are coming from, what channel they're using, what device they're using. So if I want to optimize it, this information is more than enough for me to go ahead and optimize it.
Yep.
And I know, okay, fine. Like say Google Search Console dashboard is the top keyword for me, and it's got 216 impression and a 38 position. And when people are coming using desktop, so I need to ensure what are things I need to do to ensure this particular keyword should rank on top. And so what I need to optimize on the page.
Yes.
So information is available in a single view. So you don't have to go click multiple sections or multiple places to see, okay, for this query, like even on Google Search Console, if you see, you have to select that particular page, you have to select the particular keyword and then go ahead and see. Instead of that, everything is in single view. So you know exactly what keyword to optimize for these pages.
Yes, yes. No, it's so much easy via that we can get all the information, and it's just a matter of actually telling the team or maybe like someone following the SOPs to, hey, just go through it and start optimizing these pages to move better in rankings.
Yeah. And you have your top pages report same way. You know, what are the top pages based on impression and clicks and positions. Okay. Yep. And like same way here, expanded row is there where you see like what are the keyword cloud that is coming in. You know, yes. A keyword cloud is there, and then you have your device, you have your yeah, this is what I mentioned. See, if you see for this page, these are the kind of keywords that's appearing for it.
Yes.
Okay. You know, and it is based on the traffic details. The size of the keyword is, you know, measured here. Like say Facebook, Google Analytics automated reports is the least traffic I'm getting it from that particular keyword. And if you see like everywhere, like Datamyth is a top keyword, and based on the keyword search, my sizes are defined here. And you can see the kind of traffic.
Size do matter up here for this Curious Cloud.
Yeah.
All right.
You have the retail. And this is one thing that is not available in normal GSC report or on Google Analytics as well. This is the keyword ranking distribution. So you know the number of keywords that is distributed among various sizes, like various position. Say on top 3 position, you have only 14 keywords.
Keywords, yes.
Yeah. So like that, you get all the details here. And on that, you will see what are the type of keywords that is coming for you on the top 3. Like say, I have 14 keywords, but the top 3 keywords is Datamyth, broad match keywords, Google Analytics, and Print on page. These are the keywords that is, you know, showing my, it's coming on top for me.
Yeah, no, it's so much helpful that way because it's just a matter of rather than working on something which is like position 50 plus, like we can work on something which is sitting on the page 2 or page 3 because we need to move them to the page 1, then the working on the keyword which is sitting like on a page 10. So yeah, I think this kind of graph is really helpful up here. Although I know like Google Search Console positions kind of they are never it just varies what I've seen sometimes, but still this can be a very good starting point, I guess.
Yes. So now on the date picker, we have taken a brand term, right? So we like, and I told you like I'll come back to that later. That is here. So you have a brand versus non-brand query analysis. So this will show the number of keywords, like, you know, getting brand words, how your brand term is performing in your search console. And you see like since we are very new to the industry, so our brand term is very less. But if you see the CTR is really good and our average position is really good, how to push it forward is what we are looking at right now. So based on this, the insights, you will know like, okay, 28% is generated, but if you see what are the things that you need to work on, how to improve this, those are the things that we give as an insight as well.
Yes, yes. And all this is editable as well. And again, the same thing comes down like whatever we are collapsing or we are expanding, that stuff will only come in report, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. Once you edit and everything, when you download it, whatever you have done here will only come as a downloaded report.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
for example, I added a sentence in the overview section on the
Yes.
Google Analytics report. If you see that particular thing is added here.
Been
So
added.
that's how it is.
So, and I guess the way you were telling me, sorry, I didn't pick it up properly, that we can, let's say we are running ads on Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, or Twitter or something, then we can get all of those on a single report as well, rather than having a different report for LinkedIn, then taking out information, putting them together kind of a thing. We can select all those 4 channels and can have a common report for all of them. Is that right?
Yes, I'll just show the details here. Like, see, if you see this particular client, I've added all my channels here. So if
Oh,
you
yes.
I have a silo report of Google, Facebook, Google Ads, and LinkedIn Ads. Okay, but if you see along with that, I have a page like FB plus LinkedIn, FB plus Google Ads, and we have a FB plus LinkedIn plus Google Ads. So we have 4 new templates that will give you everything. Say like I'm just running a report here. I'll just show you quickly.
It's actually very helpful, I guess, in that way, because that can save a lot of time, multi-channel marketing, and then putting all those things together. Just helpful times.
So one thing is like when you run a Facebook ad campaign or a Google Ads report, like you have to select these things. Like say for Facebook API doesn't give you result, so you have to select what is the main result for you. So like for me, is link click is my main, like based on the objective that I've created campaign. So
Yep.
link click. And for Google Ads, there's a set target. Like I'm just giving, let's say $100 is my target. It will take currency, whatever that you have set it up locally. And I say set target.
We can leave it blank as well.
Yes. So what happens is when you give a set target, it gives more analysis. When you don't give anything, the analysis becomes less for you. Like say, like for example, you're generating leads at $1,000. Okay, and your target is like $800. I'm just giving an example. And when you give a target of $800 here, so what happens is when you don't give, it'll just show you these are the keywords that given you conversions or this particular cost per conversion. But when you give a set target, it will tell you what are the keywords that is spent like driving conversions more than $800. Like it is not $800 one or $802. It will show like $850, $860, whatever the amount is. And sometimes what happens is it will show you keywords which are spent, let's say $1,200, $1,500, but still not given you any conversion. Because those are the keywords are very important. You're just spending there, but then you're not getting any conversion. You need to know what should be done there, right?
What should be the maximum amount we can spend per conversion?
Exactly. So you will find out all the keywords when you give the set target here.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Since we've been on the session for a long time, this is another security thing. Since you haven't used the tool for a long time, we just had a security alert. Okay, now I'm just giving this last. Sorry. Get report. It will pull all channel data. Whatever the metric that you're seeing here is combination of all the 3 channels. Okay.
Yep.
And then when you scroll down, you will see the breakup of the 3 channels, and you can select whatever metric that you want. Okay. Yes. And it gives you information about where you're spending high, where you're spending low, where you're getting conversion, what place that you're getting it. All information is available in terms of insights here. And each one also, like say, it's not a it gives information on each channel as well. So you know exactly what's happening in each channel.
Yep.
Okay. And then you have your channel-wise breakup, like performance of Google Ads, Facebook Ads, LinkedIn Ads, keywords, and you have your ad section here. You have your LinkedIn Ads, what is working on LinkedIn Ads. All the details are here with information, and which country is giving information. All information is available here in single page.
Yeah, no, it's super helpful that way. really helpful, I guess, Raj.
Right.
So coming back to the screen, Raj. So just say. Okay, so yeah, no, that's thanks for your time. I really appreciate that because there was actually a lot of information, and I guess if the people start using and putting all this information together in a proper way, then the client retention would not be a problem, I guess, because I've seen this thing. I've seen personally. This is the experience that I used to send kind of those. Particular like 10 or 15 or 20 keywords only, and then obviously the rankings keep on shuffling sometime. But the moment I started giving all the comprehensive reports, it was really very helpful, I guess. So I'm been using Datamyth all day long as well. Basically every month we go through the reports, we see like what's going on and all kind of things. So yeah, and just a very final question, data security, because there is a lot of information we are giving to you guys.
Correct. Thank you. That's like this is one of the important things that I want to address as well, like people when looking at it here. So one thing is like when you link a channel through OAuth, okay, your information is come here. Okay, none of your data is stored in Datamyth.
Okay.
Okay, nothing is stored in Datamyth. Like for example, if you want to rerun this report again, you will see a report history page where what you have run, what data you have run, everything. But then if you have to rerun the report, you have to come back and do it. Everything happens on the fly. It pulls the data from the API, it analyzes it, and it will show the data. Once you close it, gone. Nothing is stored in our database
So,
at all. Nothing is stored in our server. So all
right.
your data is secure. And like say for example, if you don't want to use Datamyth and you're not like you just remove the authentication from Google Ads or anything over, we don't have any access to it. We are
Yeah.
very from day one we've been promoting that your data is not stored in our servers.
Okay. Yep. No, that's great. That's great because that is
And
a concern which people usually have. Like, hey, why should I give my data to
yes,
someone? Maybe they're gonna take it. So no, that's great. And
we use AWS servers. We ensure the utmost safety. We have pay plans for AWS, and we ensure everything is safely stored. And we have the we do not we like if you look at our privacy policy, we have listed what are things that we use, and everything is well secured network.
yep.
So
Yeah.
that user doesn't get exploited there.
No, that's great. That's great. And you guys are a bootstrap company. You guys are
Yes.
not funded
Yeah.
at the moment.
And we have
So the company has got a good sustainability, you reckon?
yeah.
So from sustainability point of view, because I've seen a lot of time like the LTDs, they do come and they just wiped out very completely from the market. I've seen. I've taken few LTDs myself from AppSumo. I saw like after like a couple of years, they usually send an email that, oh, we are going away. Is that so? You guys feel kind of a profitability at the moment with the tool, or what's going on?
No, we are like say basically we are investing a lot in terms of building the features and everything. So we are looking at more monthly subscription users right now to scale our product to the next level right now. So AppSumo and PitchDrone gave a little bump in terms of like to build a better one. Like I want to definitely talk about the AppSumo and PitchDrone users because initially when we launched, it was a very basic version, a very skeleton version that we launched on PitchDrone and AppSumo, and we got a lot of feedback. I remember one of the comments being like, yeah, your tool looks very old. It is not the modern generation one. So you have to change the way it looks. The UA has to be reworked. So I remember initially when you use the tool as well, you gave a lot of feedback in terms of how we can improve the tool. So we took all the information and then we went back to our whiteboard and we changed a lot. I'm sure you would have seen it
Yep,
from the
no,
way
I can relate that. In
yeah,
the other things, the UI, everything has been changed a lot now.
yeah.
So that's great because see, I always say like AppSumo is kind of a place. Maybe it's not a place for SaaS entrepreneurs to actually go and make the money. Maybe it's more kind of a place to actually take an idea and put it in a reality, and then going to these places and then take the initial feedback, to take that feedback and put it, basically gather the feedback from the users and then put that feedback in reality and grow the tool in that way. So yeah, this is kind of a thing which where AppSumos and these LTDs kind of a thing actually come into play. Otherwise, obviously, there is a lot of hit and trial kind of thing, obviously, gonna happen. And
Exactly.
it's helpful in that way. Otherwise, who wants to go through AppSumo? Because
Yeah.
so now that's super, man. That's super. Basically, all that stuff we covered, I know like there is a lot of value sitting into that. Lot of things I actually learned. I wasn't really aware about it. So if I go and show you my screen, you're gonna notice like this is my screen. All
Uh,
my projects and everything is in that at the
uh,
moment. So you're gonna notice all the projects we add in basically Datamyth, because we know like what is the benefit of that is. And then we take all this information and then we try to put all the information together to figure out, hey, this is where, sorry, I need to log in as well. So we need to figure out as well that, okay, this is where the room of improvements is like, and then take that stuff and then reading the data, implementing it. I guess this is what the changing environment of Google at the moment is, to rank better in search engines. And the same thing actually comes out from the Facebook and Metas and or Google Ads as well.
yeah.
You need to rely on data. All those days has actually gone where you just slap an ad and you feel like, oh, everything is going good and all that. No, you need to keep very involving into it and keep changing the things, your ideas. Sometimes the pitch copies you need to change. Sometimes the creative fatigue gonna happen, and then that is something you need to do it. So I know I do actually get very much involved into the things, but yes, it's helpful. I know it's helpful in many ways. Otherwise, there is a lot of reporting tools in the market, but there are one point of feedback which I can really add it up here is GMBs. I guess
Yes.
business profiles is kind of a thing where it's going to be very helpful if you guys can use it, so that we can show it to the clients that, hey, this many calls you have actually got it this month from this particular listing. You know what I mean? So
Got
this
it. Got it.
thing can be added to, because I understand like the purpose of not data myth is like a normal rank trackers or that kind of things, because though there are plenty of rank trackers on the market,
Yeah.
the purpose is very different. The purpose
Yeah.
is to actually give a more insightful
Exactly.
reports to the clients, which they can understand by themselves. So no, it's actually a very good software which you are actually working on right now.
One thing, right? Like when we launched also, we when we launched on PitchCron or AppSumo, we got a lot of questions like there are tons of tools available in the market. Like, why should I buy you? And that's when we go ahead and explain, like, there are tons of available tools available. They give you only chart and graph. We are beyond charts and graphs. We give
Yes.
you what, like written insights and tell you what is working and what is not working, how it can help. So that's a major differentiator. And I can like really say we are the only tool available in the market right now that gives you this kind of information. No other tool in the market gives you that,
Oh
right?
yes.
So that's
100%.
how it
Because
is.
even if the person say, where the person gonna go if they need this kind of information, obviously they have to go, they have to download the reports, they're gonna sit together, put all the kind of information together. They can't put it everything in a graphical formation as well inside Excels. Other thing they can do is maybe they can just download the reports, they can put the reports to chat GPT code interpreter kind of a thing. Maybe it can be helpful. I don't know, because mixing out so many things together, it's not that easy task as well.
Yeah,
Because mixing out so much thing together, there is a lot of useless junk actually comes that
that's
along
true.
with. I think this is where you guys have actually made a difference in the market. So yes, in the last 2 years, if you really ask me, I have not seen this kind of tool as well. This is one of the reason why we keep on adding all the new projects into this. Any projects which go away, we delete them as well, because it's very helpful. It's really helping us out, I'll tell you. And this is one of reason I asked you to actually jump on a podcast together, because if I'm using it, I'm finding it really good. The people should know about it too, and they can take an advantage of the same thing as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rohan. Like really helpful. So, like I remember when I spoke to you also, you were like, let's get on a call. Let's discuss about this. People should know about it. It's like it
Yes,
was so helpful. Thanks a lot for jumping on the podcast as well. Like, spending like allocating time for me to explain my vision and future of why I started, how I started. It was really helpful for people to know that something like this, right?
exactly. So you married, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
You
I am.
got kids as
I
well.
have a 4-year-old daughter.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
That's small world.
Yeah, yeah. So
Great.
the fortunate thing for me is my wife is also a digital marketer. So so she
Okay,
helps me in terms of like, whenever I try to do something like, no, this is not what something will fly in the market. Like you have to change this. Like if I make a mistake, I have someone to give one on my head and say, like, no, this is not the way it works. You have to change it.
okay. Now that's Superman. If the partner do understand that, then what
Yeah.
else? Happy wife is happy life.
Yeah, I swear.
No, thanks for that, Raj. I really appreciate your time today, man. And I know this session was really very insightful. People who gonna be watching this, definitely they're gonna be getting a lot of info from it. And let's say if they have to come and touch base with yourself, like what the best would be. Is that something they should touch base with yourself via datamyth.com or via email? What do you reckon?
So, if you want to directly mail me, please, it's a very simple email ID, raj.r@datamyth.com, raj.r@datamyth.com. Or if you want to try the tool, please go ahead and visit datamyth.com and just do it's a very simple sign up, give your email ID and password. And after that, immediately I'll be in touch with you. I'll help you set it up the account if you want. And you can take the free trial. And we offer a 7-day free trial for the tool. And if you think you need more time to test it, like please feel free to email me. I will be able to extend your free trial for some more time, and we can go ahead and see how we can help you improve
Yep.
your client management, like handle more clients. You improve your work, that helps me improve my work as well.
Yep. No, I always say like at the end, I would say like always make it like anything which is done manually, there is a very good chance that it can be automated as well. And
Yes,
by the end of the day, we need to find out like we need to define all our problems, and then we need to go through, eliminate whatever the stuff is not really required, that 80/20 rule, and then automate as much as we can. And then basically once it's done, then all it comes to a delegation, just liberate. So DEAL, that's something I'm a big fan of as well. But yeah, no, this stuff has to get automated at least. This reporting
awesome.
things has to get automated.
Awesome. Awesome. I like EL
Thank
stuff as well.
you. I really appreciate time once again, sir. And it was great to have you on this podcast.
Thanks a lot, Rohan. It was really a pleasure talking to you. Like a lot of information that we shared. Thanks a lot for having me on your podcast.
Yep. Thank you. And thanks everyone watching this video. Thanks. Bye-bye.